It's a brand new past day, and you're tuned on to iPower 102.7 FM, detailed in politics, business, entertainment, and of course in sport. And you know how we do it right here on iPower 102.7 FM. We take you through stories from the Punch newspaper. We have stories from This Day newspaper. We have stories from the Nation newspaper. Also, we have stories from
the Hope newspaper, the These Days newspaper, and the Punch newspaper as well.
My name is Florence E. Barema. And with me on today's edition of In the Papers is
ABDULRASAQ FLORENCE.
We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll start with the major headlines for today's story. Glad to have you back, and of course the program is still In the Papers, your daily nugget for news making rounds in today's newspaper. And I have this headline from The Hope that says Forest Security Commander reaffirms commitment to protect Ondo forests.
Starting with the Daily Post newspaper, where I have 147 stranded Nigerians returned from Libya, says Nima.
And of course, Nima. Okay, also from the Hope newspaper, I have ministerial nominees. Bernard Doro keeps dates with Senate.
Away from that to this Tribune newspaper, where I have ASU suspend 2-week strike, rejects 35% salary increase offer.
And of course, still taking state stories from the Hope newspaper, where we have Akure residents knock BEDC alleged secret electricity tariff hike.
Away from that, moving on to this Nation newspaper, where our federal government moves to reform revenue collection, pricing of service.
And of course, still taking stories from the Hope, where we have brain drain may reduce nurse to population ratio by 2030, says Dawn.
Still taking story from the Nation newspaper, where I have why I want governors, ministers, military chiefs as witness, says Kano.
And of course, from the Hub, where we have Ayedatiwa, whose UK's investors unveils Ondo's potentials.
Away from that to the Daily Post newspaper, where I have who will shock Nigerian, says PDP, who will emerge stronger.
And of course, this from the Punch, where we have Davido appointed chairman Ocean Sport Trust Fund.
On the Punch newspaper as well, we have Southwest North Central State on high alert, says as ISWAP threat.
And of course, this from the Punch, where we have Tinubu swears in new INEC chairman and Putin today.
On the Daily Post newspaper, my bond with Kwakwanso remain unbroken, says Governor Yusuf.
And of course, this as well from the Punch, where we have UK reduced post-study work period for Nigerians and others.
A tragic story coming from the Daily Post newspaper. We have tragedy as Dangote truck crashes pregnant woman, child, and 6 others in Ondo.
And this also from the Punch, where we have bad road network foiling robbery and kidnapping, says NURTW.
On the Punch newspaper, talking about electoral reform, Senate pushes INEC to defend election results.
And of course, this as well from the Punch, where we have House of Rep probes Jonathan $406 million CCTV project.
On the Punch newspaper as well, we have Obama honors Fela Kuti in new podcast, says "A Fear No Man."
And of course, this from the Guardian, where we have Oye Banjin restate Ekiti readiness to partner with genuine investors.
Talking about local government poll from the Punch newspaper, Kogi fixes October 17, 2026 for local government poll.
And also this one from the Nation, where we have do not panic over DSS terror attack, Ondo Kogi tells residents.
With that, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll give you details of further stories. Welcome back. You are still on to In the Papers, the newspaper review program on iPower 102.7 FM, Emurele or Ondo State. This is a program where we review, and read newspapers, headlines making stories from Nigeria and beyond. You can also join us, do well to join us on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube on iPower 1027 FM, iPower 1027 FM, while on X, formerly known as Twitter, you can join us on iPower 1027. Power 1027 to share your contribution, your opinion, your thoughts on the program for today. You can just reach out to us on 081 655 24699. 081 655 24699. I think you have a story from the Hope newspaper.
Yes, we have this one from the Hope newspaper that says Forest Security Commander reaffirms commitment to protect Ondo Forest. Now the details of that headline. The Ondo State Commander of the Nigerian Forest Security Service, NFSS, Joseph Emmanuel Olugbenga, has reaffirmed the agency's commitment to securing forests across the state through enhanced collaboration with other security agencies. Speaking in Akure, Olugbenga explained that the service, which has been operational since 2016, noting that the bill establishing is in awaiting presidential assent to formalize its legal status. He noted that while the National Assembly passed the bill establishing the Nigerian Forest Security Service, the presidency later referred to it as the Nigerian Forest Guard. Even though the president mentioned Forest Guard, there is no such bill in the National Assembly. It is the same organization. We believe that regardless of the name, we are one and working in the same mandate, he clarified. According to him, the NFSS is primarily responsible for securing Nigerians' forests, often used as hideouts by kidnappers and criminal elements for the support of their security outfits such as Nigerian Police, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Force, NDLEA, and the Amotekun Corps. When people are kidnapped in town or villages, their adopters usually move them into the forest. Our job is to ensure that there is no peace there. We are the landlords of the forest, he said. Emmanuel disclosed that the command has recorded several successful rescue operations this year. He cited the rescue of the national president of Afenifere, who was kidnapped and held for over 2 weeks before being freed in Edo State through the service intervention. For details of that story, see the Hope newspaper with this headline: Forest Security Commander reaffirms commitment to protect Ondo Forest.
Away from the Hope newspaper, moving straight away to the Punch newspaper, where I have Iswap Strait, Southwest North Center State on high alert. Now to the detail of this particular story. Following the Department of State Service alert on Tuesday that there was a plot by the Islamic State where African province to attack Ondo and Kogi State, have activated surveillance and counter-terror measures against the Iswap plot. Kogi share a boundary with 10 states. They include Benue in the east, Anambra in the south, Enugu in the southeast, Edo in the southwest, and Ondo in the west. Other are Ekiti in the west, Kwara in the west, Niger in north, Nasarawa in northeast, and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Concerned by the development, the state governors have called on the residents to remain calm and vigilant, assuring that they have fortified the security system to thwart any attack. The Department of State Service had on Tuesday alerted the Nigerian Army to I think you have the story now. The Department of State Service had on Tuesday alerted the Nigerian Army to an alleged plot by ISWAP to launch coordinated attack on communities in the Ondo and Kogi state. In a confidence letter addressed to the commander of the 32 Artillery Brigade, Akure, the security police warned of imminent attack by ISWAP terrorists and urged heightened surveillance and security deployment across the vulnerable areas. The letter signed by H.I. Kana on behalf of the State Director of Security was tied to imminent attack in Ondo State by members of Israel. For detail of this particular story, see the Punch newspaper with the headline IPSWAP threat Southwest North Center States on high alert.
And of course, still taking stories from the Hope, where we have Akure residents knocked BEDC alleged secret electricity hike, tariff hike. Now the details. Residents of Akure, the Ondo State capital, have expressed outrage over what they describe as a secret and unbearable electricity tariff hike allegedly introduced by the Benin Electricity Distribution Company BEDC effective from October 1, 2025. The development, which customers claim which was implemented without prior notice or official communication, has left many households and businesses in shock, as power units purchased for the same amount of money have drastically reduced. Findings by our correspondent reveal that the hardest hit areas are the Alagbaka GRA, Ijapo Estate, and Ijapo Extension, where residents are lamenting the sharp and unexplainable drop in the value of electricity units loaded on their prepaid meters. One of the affected customers, Mr. Michael Ogunduye, said that he could not believe his eyes when he recharged recently. He said, "I used to buy 100,000 naira worth of electricity and get 1,000 and get thousands of units, but when I purchased the same amount a few days ago, I only received 300 units. It's totally unacceptable and will put even more pressure on the already overstretched Nigerian masses." The electricity agent who spoke to our correspondent, that's the Punch, on condition of anonymity, confirmed that customers have been confronting him over the unexplained reduction in power units. He added that the hike caught everyone unaware and called on the Ondo State government to intervene urgently to prevent further hardship. For details of that story, see the Hope newspaper with the headline Akure resident knock BEDC alleged secret electricity tariff hike.
Away from that, moving straight away to the Tribune newspaper, where I have this particular story coming through your air from iPower 102.7 FM, Emurele, or Ondo State. I have the story coming from the Tribune newspaper. ASU suspended 2 weeks warning strike, rejects 35% salary increase over. Now to the detail of the story. The leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has suspended its 2 weeks warning strike for 1 month to allow further negotiation with the federal government following the intervention of stakeholders. ASU President Professor Chris Puiwana announced the suspension of the strike on Wednesday in Abuja after an emergency National Executive Council meeting of the union, stating that the warning strike is suspended with effective from midnight Wednesday 22nd October 2025. He further said that Puiwana confirmed that the union had received the federal government offer through the Yewal Ahmed-led federal government renegotiation team, disclosing that the offer was presented to the member and deliberated upon at the NEC meeting, which lasted from Tuesday into about 4 a.m. on Wednesday. He appreciated the progress made but said the union members unanimously rejected the 35% salary increment component of the draft agreement, noting that although it is represented a shift from the government's previous position, it fell short of expectations after about 8 years of ASU's face-off with the government over unmet demand. He said the council recognized the government's commitment to addressing the outstanding issues as the offer was made with timeliness. The union said that they believe that the offer was made with the knowledge of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and urged the president to ensure that the right steps are taken before the expiration of the 1 month window. For detail of this particular story, see the Tribune newspaper with the headline ASU suspends 2 weeks warning strike, rejects 35% salary increment offer.
Of course, still taking stories from the Hope, where we have Ayedatiwa, whose UK investors unveils Ondo's potential. Now, the details. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has urged British investors to tap into the state's abundant natural and economic resources, reaffirming his administration's readiness to deepen development ties with the United Kingdom. The governor made the call on Wednesday while receiving the British Deputy High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. Johnny Bata, and his team at the governor's office in Akure. Ayedatiwa, who described Ondo as a land of vast opportunity, told the delegation that the state remains Nigeria's largest cocoa producer, contributing about 40% to the country's total output. He noted that Ondo, created in 1976 from the old western region, is endowed with bitumen, coal, gold, gas, and other mineral resources along expansive arable lands suitable for agriculture. Welcoming the visiting team, which included the deputy political commissioner Janet Bata, senior political officer Wale Adebadu, private sector advisor for finance and investment Ms. Steve Ake, and the digital communication lead Ms. Ifeoluwa Atuludu. The governor said that the state population stands at 5.3 million and the landmass is 15,500 square kilometers. It is close that Ondo's gross domestic product (GDP) is approximately 5.1 trillion naira, ranking 7th among Nigerian 36 states. For details of that story, see the Help newspaper with the headline Ayedatiwa, whose UK investors unveils Ondo's potential.
Away from the Hope newspaper now to the Daily Post newspaper, where I have my bond with Kwakwanso remained unbroken, says Governor Yusuf. Now to the story. Kano State Governor Abak Kabir Yusuf has dismissed speculation of a rift with his political mentor, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso, saying no individual or group can create division between them. Speaking during a gathering attended by top members of the new Nigerian People's Party NNPP and Kwakwanya movement, Yusuf said his relationship with Kwakwanso remains strong and guided by the shared value of service integrity. He described the Senator Kwakwanso as a visionary leader and a selfless leader committed to the progress of the people. He said, and I quote, God has blessed us with a God-fearing and selfless leader in him, a man who loved the people of Kano State and Nigeria and worked tirelessly for their progress and development. Yusuf restated this dedication to developing the state based on the Kwakwanya principle of service, accountability, and empowerment. In his remark, Kwakwanso thanked the NNPP National Chairman Dr. Ajuji Ahmed, party leader from over 30 states, and loyal supporters for their continued dedication. He urged members of NNPP and the Kwakwansia movement across the country to remain united and committed to the growth and success of the party. For detail of this particular story, see the Daily Post newspaper with the headline, My bond with Kwakwanso remains unbroken, says Governor Yusuf.
And away from the Hope and now to the Punch, where we have Davido appointed chairman Ocean Sports Trust Fund. Now the details. The Ocean State government has announced the appointment of the Afrobeat star David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, as the chairman of the Ocean State Sports Trust Fund. The government said the move was aimed at raising funds to transform the state's sports sector. It also reaffirmed its commitment to completing the ongoing renovation and rehabilitation of the Oshogo Township Stadium, assuring that the upgrade facilities will meet Olympic standard upon completion. As reported by the Guardian Nigeria confirming the appointment, the state deputy governor Kola Adewusi, who doubles as the commissioner for sports, said the state government under Governor Ademola Adeleke is determined to transform the stadium into a world-class sports arena that will not only host national events but also attract international competitions. For details of that story, see the Punch newspaper with this headline: Davido appointed chairman Ocean Sport Trust Fund.
Still taking story from the Daily Post newspaper as well. However, we will shock Nigerians, we will emerge stronger, says PDP. The National Vice Chairman of the People Democratic Party, PDP South South, Emmanuel Ogidi, has expressed confidence that the party will come out stronger and even more united after its ongoing internal reform. In an interview on Arise News, Ogidi said the party leadership is determined to address internal challenges and rebuild trust among its members ahead of the forthcoming national convention in Ibadan. He noted that the PDP remained a strong and well-organized political party and expressed optimism that with unity, discipline and loyalty among members, the party would come and overcome its present challenges. However, he cautioned members undermining the party interest to stop saying that their action amounts to betraying the collective effort to rebuild and prepare the PDP for success in 2027 general elections. He said, and I quote, "Anyone working against the progress of the party is betraying our shared mission to reposition the PDP for victory. Those who have been very good, who have been supported this party before this time, with what they are doing now, they can never be remembered for the good thing anymore. They will be remembered as a member or a person who are trying to frustrate effort. As for the people or those who are trying or doing bad and they change, now doing good, they will be remembered as good. But very soon, you will be shocked, and I am pleading with Nigerians to be patient with us, and we will know they are. We are not taking it for granted. We are coming with big stick," he said. For detail of this particular story, see the Daily Post newspaper with the headline: "We will shock Nigerians, we will emerge stronger," says PDP.
You're still listening to iPower 1027 FM, and the program is In the Papers, your daily nugget for news making rounds and making wave in today's newspaper. Of course, you can reach us on our handles: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok on iPower 1027 FM, iPower 1027 FM, and of course, to join us, to call us, to reach us out on the studio line here for your feedback and contributions on the stories read so far. You can reach us on 0816 552 4699. 0816 552 4699. And of course, still taking stories from the Punch, where we have Tinubu swears in new INEC chairman Amukpitan today. Now the details of that headline. President Bola Tinubu will today, Thursday afternoon, swear in Professor Joash Amupiton San as a new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The ceremony is scheduled to hold at 12 noon at the council chamber of the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja. Official familiar with the president's program told our correspondent. It will hold. Thursday ceremony is expected to be attended by key members of the Federal Executive Council, the leadership of the civil society, stakeholders, and senior officials of INEC. Meanwhile, Amupiton will also hold his first official meeting with directors of the commission today. This is according to the notice issued on Wednesday by the INEC's Deputy Director of Publicity, Wilfred Ifoga, on behalf of the Director of Voters Education and Publicity. According to the notice, the meeting will take place at 1:30 p.m. in the INEC Conference Hall in its headquarters. Tinubu had explained that Amupiton was picked based on his political stance, integrity, and impeccable records of service. Amupiton, a senior advocate of Nigeria and professor of law at the University of Jos, was confirmed by the Senate on October 16, 2025, following his endorsement by the National Council of State. President Tinubu had nominated Amupiton to fill the vacant position following Professor Mahmoud Yakub's exit on Tuesday, October 7. For details of that story, see the Punch newspaper with this headline: 'Tinubu swears in new INEC chairman Amupiton today.'
Still taking story from the Punch newspaper with the headline: Tinubu swears in new INEC chairman Amupiton today. For details of that story, see the Punch newspaper with this headline: 'Tinubu swears in new INEC chairman Amupiton today.' Moving on with a story coming from the Nation newspaper, where I have why I want governance, ministers, military chief as witness, says Kano. Now to the story. Governors, ministers, and former military chief are among the notable personalities listed as a witness by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB leader Nnamdi Kano, as witness in his terrorism case. The IPOB leaders, whose no case submission was dismissed by Justice James Motoshaw, is still to open his defense on the trial. Minister Nelson Wike FCT, David Umahi Works, former Army Chiefs General Theophilus Danjuma and General Tukur Buratai are among the 23 witnesses whose names were front-loaded by the IPOB leader. Also listed as witnesses are Imo State Governor Hope Ozedema, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, former Abia State Governor Okesi Ikpeasu, former Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami, Director General of the Director of State Service DSS Oluwatosin Ajayi, his predecessor Yusuf Bichi, and former Director General of the National Intelligence Agency NIA Ahmad Rufai Abubakar. In a document filed yesterday, which he personally signed, Kano prayed the court to extend the 6-day earlier granted him to conduct his defense to 90 days. Justice Omotosho at the last hearing granted his request for a private meeting with his team of lawyers on October 2022 in the courtroom of the Federal High Court in Abuja, preparatory for today's commencement of his defense. In the document, Kano categorized his witness in two: ordinary but material defense witness voluntary, and the material and vital witness to be submitted or summoned under Section 232 of the Evidence Act 2011. The defendant also indicated his intention to intensify in person. According to the document, Kano said he planned to call Wike to testify on the Ogbidbo massacre following the NSAS protest and the role of security forces under his authority. He said Osedima is to testify on public statement following Ahmad Gulak's death and subsequent clarification exonerating IPOB. Kano said he would be inviting General Danjuma to testify on his 2018 public warning urging self-defense against infiltrated armed forces, contextualization, the defendant advocacy for the self-defense. He said Buratai would testify on the 2017 invasion of the defendant residence and chain of command authorization, the military operation. For detail of this particular story, see the Nation newspaper with the headline, Why I Want Governance, Ministers, Military Chiefs as Witnesses Kano.
And of course, this from the Punch, where we have bad road network fueling robbery and kidnapping, says NURTW. Now the details. The chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Mr. Francis Ariyo, has attributed increased wave in robbery and kidnapping in the country to bad road networks. He said kidnappers and armed robbers take undue advantage of failed highway across the country to perpetrate their heinous crime. The NURTW chairman appealed to the federal government to checkmate the atrocities of the hoodlums by fixing the failed East-West Highway in the Niger Delta region without further delay. He, however, commended the governor of Delta State, Honorable Sharif Oberiwori, for his intervention as manifested in the flagging of the reconstruction of the dilapidated Warri Sapele Bini Road. Ariyo, while describing Governor Sharif's intervention as a welcome development, noted that the reconstruction of the Warri Sapele Bini Road will be a big relief for motorists and commuters along that axis. He added that it's a welcome development because our members are the major beneficiaries of this project. For the time past, our drivers have been having harrowing experience passing through the failed road. Most of our vehicles have broken down irreversibly because of the bad road, as we spent a lot of money on vehicle maintenance on a daily basis. It will be recalled that Governor Sharif while flagging off the reconstruction of the Warri Sapele Bini Road, had noted that the initiative underscored the gain of synergy between the two tiers of government. He emphasized that development becomes faster when governments work together in the interest of the people. For details of that story, see the Punch newspaper with the headline Bad Road Networks Fueling Robbery and Kidnapping, says NURTW.
And you are still on to in the papers, the newspaper review program on iPower 102.7 FM in Raleigh, Owo, Ondo State. This is a program where we review, preview, and read newspapers making stories in Nigeria and beyond. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll give you details of further stories. Welcome back. We are still answering the papers, the newspaper review program on iPower 102.7 FM in Raleigh, Owo, Ondo State. You can also join us on our social media handle on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Search for iPower 1027 FM, iPower 1027 FM. While on X, formerly known as Twitter, you can join us on iPower 1027, iPower 1027. You can also reach out to us by calling the studio line or sending a WhatsApp message to this number 081 65524699, 081 65524699 for your opinion, contribution, and view on the topics the story read so far on the program for today. Moving on with a story coming from the Punch newspaper, where we have Kogi fixes October 17, 2026 for local government poll. Now to the story. The Kogi State Independent Electoral Commission has fixed October 17, 2026 for the conduct of the local government area election in the state. The chairman of the commission, Mr. Mederi Maman, made the disclosure during a stakeholders meeting held on Wednesday in Lokoja, the state capital. Maman said that the commission was ready to conduct the chairmanship and councillorship election across the 21 local governments and 239 electoral wards of the state. He said, and I quote, "The issuance of the election notice is in line with the Section 28(1) of the Electoral Act 2022, which mandates the publication of an election notice not later than 360 days before the date appointed for the election. On October 24, the detailed timetable and schedule of the activities for the 2026 local government election, including the party primaries, submission of candidate lists, publication of nominated candidates, commencement and end of campaigns, and other pre-election activities will be released." A quoted dates. I said that only political party duly registered and recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission would be eligible to sponsor candidates for the election in line with the provision of the Electoral Act and the Quasis Law. Maman urged all political leaders, parties, aspirants, and stakeholders to strictly comply with the Electoral Act 2022 and the COSUA's guidelines to ensure a free, fair, credible, and peaceful election process across the state. For detail of this particular story, see the Punch newspaper with the headline Kogi fixes October 17, 2026 for local government poll.
Away from the Punch and now to the Nation, where we have embraced AI and others to drive growth. Now the details. Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology has called on Nigerians to embrace AI and other technologies to drive national and economic growth, sustainable development. Permanent Secretary Mrs. Eswabana Asonye spoke at the Global Sustainable Technology and Innovation Community Conference in Abuja. Eswabana said AI is transforming agriculture, health, education, energy, and governance with potentials to optimize production, predict climate risk, enhance efficiency, and create opportunities. She said AI can be used for positive and negative purposes. Nigerians must choose to harness its positive side for progress of our nation. She recalled how African scientists developed innovative solution during COVID-19, which helped mitigate impact of the virus. She urged politicians to apply knowledge from the conference to development and economic advancement. The permanent secretary urged the stakeholders to collaborate in building a resilient and technological advanced Nigeria that will stand the test of time. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Innovation and Technology, Iya Abbas, emphasized that technology remains the foundation of any national development, of any nation's development, while urging Nigerians to adopt technology to fast track economic transformation. He said no country has developed without deploying technology. For details of that story, see the nation's newspaper with this headline: Embrace AI and others to drive growth.
Moving on with a story coming from the Daily Post newspaper, truck loaded with Dangote cement crushes pregnant women, child, and six others in Ondo. Now to the detail of this particular story. A pregnant woman, mother, and her child on Wednesday night lost their lives along six others in a vital road crash that occurred in the university community of Akungba Akoko, Akure Southwest local government area of Ondo State, involving a cement-laden truck. The horrifying accident occurred around 8 p.m., a few meters from the main gate of Adekunle Ajasin University Akungba Akoko, AAUA, and the popular Holy Trinity Church. The truck loaded with Dangote cement, which was in transit through the community from Obajana in Kogi State, allegedly suffered brake failure before ramming into traders and other road users in the densely populated area of the community. Infiltrated by the incident, enraged sympathizers blamed the accident on the removal of the barricade earlier mounted to prevent articulated vehicle from accessing the community. The sympathizers who thronged the accident scene lamented that the tragedy has brought back painful memories of previous accidents in the area, which have claimed many lives over the years. According to one of the sources, he said, and I quote, some boys in the community had been using the barricade erected to extort 10,000 naira from the truck drivers before allowing them to pass through. The government turned blind eyes while confirming the incident. The sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps in the state, Ibitoye, stated that 8 people lost their lives in the accident. He said the deceased person include 5 male, 2 female, and 1 child. The truck ran into one barricade in front of Adekunle Ajasin University's Akungba Akoko and lost control, resulting into the crash. For details of this particular story, see the Daily Post newspaper with the headline: Truck loaded with Dangote cement crushes pregnant women, child, 6 others in Ondo.
Away from that and to the Guardian, where we have Ogun residents laud government on development strides and grassroots impact. Now the details. Residents of Yewa Division have applauded the Ogun State government for its people-oriented project and inclusive approach to governance, describing it as a clear demonstration of leadership that brings government closer to the grassroots. The applause came during the town hall meeting on the preparation of the medium-term expenditure framework and the 2026 budget for the Yewa Division, held at Yewa Frontier Hotel and Resort Ilaro. Representative of the National Union of Road Transport Workers NURTW Ilaro Branch, Oguneko Oladipupo, who spoke at the event, noted that Governor Abiodun-led administration's developmental initiative have continued to impact lives positively across the state. He appreciated the governor for his remarkable achievement Dr. Adegbite Badmus commended the strides in education and empowerment and infrastructure, describing them as signs of purposeful leadership. On her part, former on her part, former Deputy Governor of the state, Samot Baru, commended the governor for his outstanding performance, noting that he had not only built on what he met on ground but had also surpassed it. In his remark, Commissioner for Budget and Planning Olaolu Obatimtan emphasized that the citizens' needs remains a vital pillar in Ogun State's development journey. For details of that story, see the Guardian newspaper with this headline: Ogun residents lauds government on development strides and grassroots impact.
Away from that, moving now to the Nation newspaper, where I have this particular story coming through here. Our federal government moves to reform revenue collection, pricing of services. Now to the story. The federal government has moved to reform revenue collection and prices of services by ministries, departments, and agencies. It has launched the Federal Treasury Receipt (FTR), a groundbreaking reform that provides a single standardized and digital variable proof of all payments made into the federal government account. The FTR ensured that every government issued receipt directly corresponds to fund received into the government account. This strengthens accountability, closes revenue leakage, and improves public trust in the management of the national resources. The FTR is being deployed alongside the Central Billing System (CBS), which standardizes the pricing and billing of the government services. Together, the FTR and CBS form integral components of the revenue optimization and assurance platform, which went live on August 1, 2025. The revamp is a landmark innovation in Nigeria fiscal management, giving the government for the first time real-time visibility of all revenue from MDAs through to the treasury. It is also automated that the settlement and sharing of revenue between the federal government and relevant agencies, ensuring that every naira due to the federal government or the federation is captured, reconciled, and accountable for. For detail of this particular story, see the Nation newspaper with the headline: Federal government moves to reform revenue collection, pricing of services.
And of course, still taking stories from the Nation, where we have "Don't panic over DSS terror alerts," Kogi, Ondo tells residents. Now the details. The Ondo and Kogi state governments have called for calm and vigilance among residents following alerts to possible terrorist attacks. The Department of the State Service issued the alert on Tuesday. Yesterday, Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Kisley Fanwo, said there was no cause for alarm. He described the intelligence report as a sign of proactive security work by the DSS and other agencies. He assured residents that the state government is working closely with the DSS, the Army, and the police and other security formations to ensure that any attempt by terrorists is swiftly detected and foiled. Fanwo urged residents to continue with their daily activities without fear, but to remain security conscious and report suspicious movement of persons to the nearest security agency. The Ondo state government urged citizens to remain calm following the circulation of a leaked security memo from DSS to the 32 Artillery Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Akure regarding a possible terrorist threat. Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Mr. Idowu Ajanoku, explained that such intelligence reports are part of the routine internal agency communication and should not cause panic. For details of that story, see the Nation's newspaper with the headline: Don't panic over DSS terror attack. Ondo, Kogi tells residents.
Now to the Daily Post newspaper again. We have 147 stranded Nigerians returned from Libya, says Neymar. Now to the story. The federal government has received the 147 stranded Nigerians repatriated from Libya through the Assisted Voluntary Return Initiative facilitated by the International Organization of Migration (IOM). The National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) in a statement said the returnees arrived at the cargo terminal of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, aboard an Air Libya airline flight with registration number 5A-BAE around 5:15 p.m. on October 21, 2025. According to NEMA, the returnees comprise 100 adult, 32 male and 68 females, as well as 34 children, 18 male and 16 females, and 13 infants, 5 male and 8 female. The agency said the operation was coordinated by its Lagos Operation Office in collaboration with the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons. Officers of the Nigerian Immigration Service were also present to conduct biometric registration and documentation to aid proper identification and reintegration. The statement said, and I quote, in line with the federal government commitment to ensure the safe, dignified and human return of its citizens, the returnees were provided with food, potable waters, medical care, ambulance service, and consolation alongside logistic support to facilitate their transition, the statement said. For detail of this particular story, see the Daily Post newspaper with the headline 147 stranded Nigerians return from Libya, says Neymar.
And of course, this from the Punch, where we have Reps probes Jonathan $460 million CCTV project. Now the details. The House of Representatives on Wednesday resolved to investigate the $460 million Chinese loan secured by the President Goodluck Jonathan administration to procure and install closed circuit television in strategic location within the Federal Capital Territory to enhance security and national cap in the nation's capital. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance moved by the members representing Isu Kwato Federal Constituency, Abia State, Amobi Oga during Wednesday plenary, titled Need to Investigate the Rising Insecurity and Loss of Several Lives in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, despite the CCTV project secured with a Chinese loan of $460 million. Oga said the spate of insecurity in the nation's capital has made it imperative to revisit the project. In 2021, the federal government took a loan of $460 million to install CCTV cameras in the FCT, but the project was not executed. The Ninth House in 2019, through its Committee on Finance, took the Ministry of Finance to task on the status of the project and failed to execute the project. The Minister of Finance at the time, Zainab Ahmed, told the committee that the loan was being serviced but failed to give details of the status of that project. In 2023, the Federal High Court in Abuja ordered the federal government to make public the details of how the $460 million was spent after listening to prayers in a suit brought before it by the Socio-Economic and Accountability Project. For details of that story, see the Punch newspaper with this headline. Reps probes Jonathan $460 million CCTV project.
Let me join you shortly on the Punch newspaper as well. Obama honor Fela Kuti in new podcast says, unquoted, fear no man. Now to the story. Former U.S. President Barack Obama has paid tribute to legendary Afrobeat artist Fela Kuti, describing him as a unique figure in musical history who mixed art with activism. He described Fela as a musical genius from Nigeria who fused funk, jazz, and soul into what becomes worldwide as Afrobeat. Obama said this in a video posted on his social media account on Wednesday night, where he urged fans to listen to the podcast series dedicated to the story of Fela, titled Fela Kuti Fear No Man. He quoted that the 12-episode podcast commemorates the life and legacy of the late Afrobeat pioneer of High Ground, a podcast owned by Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama. You may have heard our documentary podcast last year about Stevie Wonder called The Wonder of Stevie. Well, I want to be the first to tell you about the next podcast from Higher Ground that just came out. It is about the legendary Fela Kuti. If I quoted, he is a musical genius from Nigeria who made some music that I really love, combining funk, jazz, and soul into a whole new genre called Afrobeat. It is a beautiful show about a unique figure in musical history who mixed art with activism. Obama said, and I quote, currently in episode 4, the podcast traces the genealogy of Fela's evolution when he was 8 years old, watching his mom make history. For detail of this particular story, see the Punch newspaper with the headline, Obama honors Fela Kuti in new podcast Fear No Man.
Glad to have you back, and you've been listening to In the Papers on iPower 102.7 FM. We're going to take a quick recap on all the major headlines read today on the program before we call it a wrap on the program. And of course, we read to you from the Hope newspaper today that Forest Security Commander reaffirms commitment to protect Ondo Forest.
From the Daily Post newspaper, we brought to you that my bond with Kwakwanso remains unbroken, says Governor Yusuf.
Also, we also informed you that Akure residents knock BEDC alleged secret electricity tariff hike.
From the Punch newspaper, we inform you that IPSWAP threat puts Nigerian state on high security alert.
Still from the Hope, where we told you that Ayedatiwa, whose UK investors unveils Ondo's potential.
From the Daily Post newspaper, we inform you that ASU suspend 2 weeks warning strike.
Also, away from the Hope and straight to the Punch, we informed you that Davido appointed chairman of Ocean Sports Trust Fund.
On the Daily Post newspaper, we equally brought to you that we will shock Nigerians, we will emerge stronger, says PDP.
Of course, we informed you from the Punch that Tinubu swears in new INEC chairman Amupiton today.
On the Nation newspaper, Kano explained why he wants governors, ministers, military chiefs as witness.
Also from the Punch, we informed you that UK reduces post-study period for Nigerians and others.
From the Punch newspaper as well, we have Kogi fixes October 17, 2026 for the upcoming local government poll.
Also, we informed you from the Nation that don't panic over DSS terror attack. Ondo, Kogi tells residents.
From the Daily Post newspaper, we brought to you that a truck loaded with Dangote cement crashes and killed 8 persons in Ondo.
And that is how far we can go today on the program. In the papers, your daily nugget for stories making rounds around different newspapers. And of course, we're glad to be a part of the journey with you as we keep you informed on the stories making round today. And until we come your way again, same time, same station on iPower 102.7 FM, we want to implore you to please continue to listen to iPower 102.7 FM. And of course, after now, we have more programs coming in line for you. So don't go anywhere. I remain your host, Florence Barima, and with me on the program is
ABDULRASAQ Fluorence.
Many thanks for listening. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
You're on to a station that believes in you. We are the pride of the people.